Hello and welcome back to another 5 Hours Journal. I'm Jacob from Jacob's Books Corner, and today we are filming my March TBR. In March, I plan on reading about 25 books. 5 of those are very much video specific, other books are also, but 5 of those are definite for a video. Let's go ahead and get started talking about them. If it's going to pop up in a video coming soon, I'm just going to say coming soon because right now, with daily uploading on SimsTube and streaming and writing and all that other stuff, editing for multiple different things is getting complicated. So I'm just going to tell you if it pops up in a video. That way you guys can get excited to hear more in-depth thoughts and opinions on that specific book. I do have one question before we jump into this, and this is just a question as I go through and I'm doing more single book related videos and things like that. Do you guys mind single book related videos? Do you guys prefer them to be non-spoilerly or spoilerly? And does it depend on if the book is popular or not? Let me know in the comments down below. But also, would you guys like it spaced out with a recommendation video or a sit down talking video with then a vlog type, single book vlog type video? Let me know in the comments, as I'm genuinely curious, and also it'll just help me structure the channel better. We'll go through some changes over the next few months as I'm trying to figure out the perfect pathway. With that being said, let's go ahead and get started. We're going to start with the books I do own. These are the bottom books. Don't worry about those top ones. They don't matter. And I'll mention if they're for a video, and I'll give a little sneak peek of what that video is. Let's go ahead and get started. Starting from this side, we have Hidden Kingdom. This is actually the newest add-on to this list. I meant to read it in February. My sister's going to kill me because I did not. But I'm reading it in March. Hopefully I read the next 2 in March so I can make it up to her. So that includes The Dark Secret. I hope we're going to get to that one. Then we have Andy Weir's Project Hail Mary. I know this has to do with space. I know it's sci-fi. And Andy Weir was recommended to me for this 5-book video coming up on a social media app. Trying not to give too much away, so it's kind of fun, you know what I mean? I have an unread TBR vlog coming up. I did a TBR a long time ago, and now the vlog is finally coming up in April, and so we're just running a few of those picks. These picks are coming over from my February TBR, so if they seem familiar, that'd be the reason why. First one being In the Path of Falling Object by Andrew Smith. This is about 2 boys who go on a road trip from hell. Then we also have Spontaneous by Aaron Stramer. This is about a girl who goes to a high school where heads explode. Or she's at a hospital, heads explode, something of those lines. It's an epidemic kind of thing. Now, I'm finishing 3 trilogies, 3 series this month. And one of them I won't talk about in any type of video, as it's just a fun video. Fun books I read that I know personally are bad. So those are just I'll talk about it eventually, but I'm not talking about it now. The second one are Shadowhunters and Throne of Glass. I'm finishing these books this month. Videos will come out when they come out. We have Tower Dawn. I'll be rereading Tower Dawn, want to hopefully love it more than I did the first time. That's the whole goal of that reread. But also, I tend to reread them when I go through them, and I mark them as read when I finish them for the second time. Then we have Kingdom of Ash. Now, I made a rule for myself in the month of March. I have to finish Kingdom of Ash before I can start Chain of Gold. That sucks for Jacob, as I just want to read Chain of Gold. But I feel like if I deny myself this, I will probably end up binging all 3 of these and not wanting to pick up those, because those are also behemoth of novels. So that's basically the only reason why. Speaking of Chain of Gold, we're reading The Last Hours. In the last month, we finished off The Infernal Devices, read some novellas. Now this month, we're going to finish off the entirety of The Last Hours, and we'll jump into novellas in April, and that video should be coming out, and I'll explain what that video is here in 1 second. So I'm going to be reading Chain of Gold and Chain of Iron. Chain of Gold, I did not like the first time I read it. Chain of Iron, I was much more accepting of, I guess. And I'd like to mention that both these will have a small little part in my Chain of Thorns reading vlog, as I'm going to talk about my reread experience of both of them, what I expect to happen before reading Chain of Thorns. Very exciting. Chain of Thorns will also obviously get its own spoiler reading vlog. It's a Shadowhunter book. You can expect those. Alright, now we're going to jump into the list. I'm going to first start off books that I definitely know that are going to be read because of videos coming forward. So let's go ahead and start with those. And then we'll jump into the books that I personally just want to jump into, that I have a desire to read. So we were going to start with Uglies. This is for that video that goes with Project Hail Mary. And then I don't know what this is about. I will tell you if I don't know what it's about. That's how we'll do this. Because before I was just running through them and I felt like I was skipping things. This is a YA novel from 2010, and that's all I know. We have a phasm or a palism for the walls built or something along those lines. I don't know who wrote this. It was in a certain Goodreads category in 2021, and it does connect to the Project Hail Mary video. I don't know anything about it. I know it's gay. That's the only thing. Or queer in some sort of fashion. Going through the rest of those books. All Systems Red, which is the first Motherbot. I know it's robots, and I know they're very short, and I know if I really like it, I'll just speed through the rest of the series. The next one, probably the last one for this video, is we have Skyward, which is book 1 in the Brandon Sanderson series, and I know it deals with space stuff. It's also YA, which is cool. 2 YA books for that one. Weird. Alright, moving on to other books that don't have any that videos coming out. So we have Broken Perfect Lies by Katie Weismer. I'm already reading this and I'm already loving it. It's phenomenal. It is a bodyguard romance, and the intrigue and suspense is just killing me. So I'm very excited to finish it, and I'll continue to read it this month. Then we have Babel, an Oxford Oral History, I think is what the full title is called, by F. Kwong, and I plan on doing a full-on reading vlog for it. I don't think I'm going to talk spoilers, because I don't see anybody else talking spoilers in their reading vlogs, so I'm assuming that the spoilers are not as important, but I'm talking about some context, and I'm also going to bring up some posts that are very racist and stuff in that video. Just going to do an overall thoughts and opinions on it. Next one to talk about is Don't Fear the Reaper, which is part of my 5-star predictions video. I posted a TBR of 5 books I think will be 5 stars, and I'm reading them individually, and there'll be like a vlog talking about, is this a 5-star prediction? Did it work? I don't know if this is going to work or not. I'm very excited to read it, and I will let you guys know. Not all of them will be spoilerly filled. I think they're going to be spoilerly throughout the video, possibly because like returning it to 5 or not, and sometimes that requires a spoiler. This is a sequel, so I'm just going to deem it spoilerly probably for the first book, if you're wanting to know before going into it. And then lastly, on this list of books that will have videos, we have Daisy Jones and the Six. Daisy Jones 6 is getting a TV adaptation, and I think it's going to be really, really fun, in my opinion, to do a video that I have planned. I had to at least seen the first episode and read the beginning of Daisy Jones and the Six to really know if this idea is concrete or not. And because I think it's the first 3 episodes coming out, once again, we will see how this goes. I think it's 10 episodes overall, and if it comes out 3 episodes a week, that's like 4 weeks, and so there will be a Daisy Jones video coming out every 4 weeks if it works out. If not, I'll explain what that video is in the Daisy Jones video, which will come out at the end of the release of both the book or the TV show. I've talked about my opinions about Daisy Jones and the Six in this very long-winded Taylor Jenkins Reid's video, but I love it so much and I love the editing on it, so go ahead and check it out if you have not yet. Now we're going into books that I personally just want to read. We have the last book in All the King's Men, I think is what it's called, by Nora Shavik or something. I'll post the cover for the last book. This is a definite read. I read one of these a year, it seems like, around this time, and so I'm finishing off this series. It's very trashy. It's very horribly written. It's the best way I always know how to describe it. I don't recommend it to people, and it's extremely triggering, and the author does not handle any of the topics that they discuss at all very well. Like, at all. It kind of reads like really trashy fan fiction that you would think would be on Wattpad, but actually got published. But everybody loved it at one point. It has a very high rating, okay? So don't come at me. I like it. I rate them all like a 4. Judge me. I don't care. Alright, moving on to other ones. We have Nothing to See Here. I don't know who this is by, but I know this is about a babysitter who comes in to make sure children don't catch on fire, and it sounded like a great time. Okay. The next one is You Will Lose What You Have. You will lose what you killed, or something out those lines. This one, I'm pretty sure, is like a suspense horror gay novel set over in like Islam, I think. It sounded really good, really scary. Revengey, if I'm not mistaken. I think both the ones I chose are sent over in Islam are revengey. I think that's what this is about. I could be wrong. And I'll tell you if I'm wrong in the wrap up. We have The Parting Gift. Once again, gay, romance, suspense, revengey type of moment. I think also set over in Islam. Things have gotten worse since we last spoke, which is a single short story that turned into a novella collection or short story collection. And so I have the short story collection, so I'm going to be reading the short story collection, which is the poster you see right here, because of that one. And I also had to do research and figuring out what that story was and how I could find it, because I couldn't really understand it, because the way I'd say the way the short story collection is built is pretty shitty. Next is Chaos Theory. I threw this on my list in January, and I don't really remember what it was. It's been on my March TBR since January. I think this comes out like mid-March too, and we will see if I get to it. We'll see if I remember it exists. I don't know. I'm into it. We have Mari and the Great Cause, or The Great Game. This is book 2 in the Mari and the Night Brothers, book that I very much enjoyed, but also didn't really love. It was such a mixed bag for me, and so I'm very excited to jump into the sequel. We have Lucifer on Leave. Lucifer on Leave is about, I'm pretty sure it's like a young adult version of Lucifer who comes into like LA, and it's just following like his chronicles of life. I've known about this book, I want to say, for like 3 years, and I finally found a copy of it, so I'm excited to read it. It's gay. And that, my friend, is all the books I plan on reading in March. It's a lot of books. I'm excited. Let me know if there's any books you think I should prioritize, any books you're looking forward to, all those fun things in the comments down below, as I would love to know. Alright, that being said, I'll talk to you guys all next time, and